You got to call them. I'm enjoying my time back at the gym. I'm almost back to where I was at. They came back quick.
Mm-hmm. That muscle memory right there.
Came back quick. I'm not quite where I'd like to be, but the strength part, like I said, came back really quickly.
Are you actually doing leg day this time, or are you still skipping it?
I never skip leg day. You have lied on me, sir. Don't skip leg day. I'm a big dude, so I don't need to have skinny legs. That's not cool. Everything needs to be symmetric, So I have a couple of gym buddies who have toothpick legs, and I look at them and I'm like, "We're gonna do legs today," and they're like, "No, we're not." All right, but if you say chest and biceps, they ready to rock and roll.
Mm-hmm. That's why you see them walk around with big chests and chicken legs.
That's it. That's it.
Like, how you keep your body up?
Gonna fall over on your face. Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, you don't even have to do big, a lot of weight when you're doing legs. Just do them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Just be consistent with it.
That's it.
I'm glad you guys are back in the gym. I, for one, am not back.
I went back in April. And I went back in April. That was my first time back. I felt a little lost in there. Didn't know what to do. It was super crowded. I felt like the new guy. So, and that was my gym right down the street from my house. So eventually I started coming on more normal days, and a lot of the people that I would see when I was going was there. I'm like, "Oh man, I hadn't seen you such a long time." Yeah, there was a pandemic. So I didn't come, but I'm here now. So after like a month of that, hey man, I haven't seen you in a long time. It became normal. But I miss the gym. The gym is more of a mental health thing than it is an actual fitness thing. So for me, because it's something on days that I've missed since I've been back, I realize how much my day is better when I go versus when I don't go.
I hear you on that. Like I said, I've yet to go back to the gym. I definitely miss it. I can definitely say I am sick of the in-house prison workouts. Yeah. And so I feel like I need to find a bench. I need to find something like going out of town and hitting the little hotel fitness rooms. It felt like something totally foreign to me, just doing that. Mm-hmm. Like, oh, this is what a dumbbell feels like. This is awesome. I need more of this. And now I'm back to prison.
There is nothing like a bench. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's nothing like a bench. I don't know. Like I said, I'm when you rack them up, ready to lift, it's just, I don't know. I just can't even explain it.
Mm-hmm.
So Kelly, what you working out tomorrow morning? I know you got an early morning workout scheduled.
I actually tomorrow is going to be arrested. Can you believe that? I know. I'm shocked too.
You sleep?
Nah, nah, I'm arrested tomorrow. Well, for the next few Fridays. But last weekend I did that rugged maniac race in
How, did
Conyers.
it-
So
how
it
was
was
it?
it was fun. It was dope. I've never done anything like that before, but it was a 5K with 25 plus obstacles. So it was like half dry and half was like mud. Everything was cool except for one obstacle, which was like this monkey bars over like a pool of mud. And this dude just flew through it like he was some type of American Ninja Warrior. I don't know. So I was like, well, it worked for him. It's gonna try to work for me too. But granted, he was like 6 foot. I'm 5'1". So climbing up backwards onto like the sliding pole after we didn't fell into mud prior to that obstacle and having to jump on like the next few like hooks, like monkey bars, it didn't work out. So that first jump, I fell into the water. All I heard was, oh, splash. And my homegirl, she went right after me, but she face planted. So I didn't see her hit the water. I just heard her hit the water. And then all I hear in the background is, oh, like, oh, like that. But we were fine. Like we weren't hurt, nothing like that. But I'm like, I wish I would have made it across, but I was like, it's cool. I wasn't even trying to risk it. There was no type of grip on the pole or nothing. So I was like, let me just go on to the next one. But everything was cool. They did piss me off though, because they ran out of medals. And I'm like, you don't go to a race and expect not to get a medal. So my medal is on the way. But other than that, everything was cool. And I already signed up to do it next year. So can't wait for that.
So basically, you're mad you didn't get your participation trophy.
I'm gonna call it my medal. We're not gonna say participation. Don't do me like James Harrison. I want my medal. Then I worked out after that too. Man, talk about being tired. Like that's why I constantly keep active, because once I sit down, like it's a wrap. But trying to like hit my bench press and my military press after that, I was like, yo, I'm here, but you can tell that the energy level it wasn't as high as it used to be, had I not did the race. But I'm still healthy, I ain't get hurt. So that's all that matters.
That's good. You lost me at 5K.
Man, out the gate, everyone was like, oh, it's gonna be fun. So we run in, then like 50 feet past the start line, and like, all right, can we stop now? Like, what a first obstacle at. But I mean, it was cool. Everybody was helping each other, like giving them tips and making sure people made it across safely. So that that was cool.
So just by looking at Lawrence, do you think he would have finished the course?
I think Lawrence could have finished.
Well, why we gotta throw me out there?
I mean, because I know I would have finished. Just because I'm a glutton for punishment. So.
Mm-hmm.
Once upon a time, my wife had she worked with somebody who was into the mud runners and extreme mud runners, and she was trying to recruit me to be one of the power guys in her mud runner. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, well, what does it entail? Well, she's like, well, you just got to do this portion of the course. I said, how far is it? I want to say it was longer than 5K. And I said, you know what? I'm really not built for speed or anything. I'm really built for power. So I chickened out. I told her no. But I would like to do one. I'll probably do one when I get a little less thick. A little less thick. I put on my my quarantine weight, so I'm still trying to shed that off. It would just be for fun, and then the rest of the day, I'm not as powerful as Kelly, so I'm just gonna go home and take a nap. That's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah, that going to the gym right after, that's special.
Right. My friend who did it with us, she was like, girl, she was like, you better than me. Like, I couldn't. I was like, I'm going home. Like, you can have that.
So the only time I've ever done, I did a 6K.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as that thing was over with, I grabbed my medal. I think I went and got an orange juice and I went straight home, went straight to bed. Like, leave me alone. Don't nobody touch me. Don't nobody talk to me. Phone, I'm putting it on silent, but I'm putting it like in a whole nother room. Just leave me alone. I'll see you tomorrow.
Ooh, y'all bad. Y'all bad. Y'all, like I said, I think I've done like a 5K on the treadmill. That's about it.
Mm-hmm. So you can have the treadmill. I hate the treadmill.
As long as I got music or something in front of me. Actually, I don't even need headphones, so that I guess that makes me a little psycho. But just as long as I have something in front of me, then I can go. But I'm not. I said again, that was years ago. Like I said, I'm not much of don't run much now.
Only time I run is if it's from the cops, from dogs, or for sport. Sport not being tracked.
How often are you running from the cops?
Right.
Not often, but hey, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
Facts. Facts. I was gonna get on this computer with my Zoom, but it's not really working out. So here we are.
Back on the iPad.
Yeah. I thought I was gonna crank it up, but it was too much to set up right at this very moment. So
Cool. Well, go on and get this thing started. Welcome to another edition of Two Piece and a Biscuit. I'm your co-host Ian with my co-host Lawrence.
Yay. What's going on, good people?
And we got FOP, Trainer to the Stars. Anytime you're trying to do a mud race or a 10K or marathon, hit her up and she'll work you out afterwards. Miss Kelly.
That's right. Hey, glad to be here.
Let's go and start things out with our first subject. NBA Summer League. You know, this year they had it later in August because of, schedule being pushed back. And you saw some good players come in, Jalen Green, Cade Cunningham. I was surprised to see Josh Christopher, but I personally think the star of the Summer League was Davion Mitchell, from Utah, playing for Sacramento from Georgia, Baylor, NCAA champion. Straight baller. That's what he did in the Summer League. I look forward to seeing him in the actual regular season. Kelly, did you have anybody that stood out to you or anything that you enjoyed about the Summer League?
No, because I haven't been watching.
Hey, nothing wrong with your honesty.
I wish I was able to catch more games, but I really haven't. I haven't really seen anything. But I know your experience with going out to Las Vegas, catching the game. So I'm interested to hear what you saw. But no, I haven't. No.
The stuff that I saw, we talk about off podcast.
Hey.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like no dunks, no nothing.
I mean, I like I said, I specifically saw the Jalen Green and Cade Cunningham head-to-head game. And just from that game specifically, I saw, Jalen Green he's a very good perimeter shooter, young kid, lanky at 6'4". He seems very well polished for being a 19-year-old. And I'm glad that he went through the G League, went to the G League and then go to college. That could have possibly had him more. I guess not as structured. Take away, he seemed more free flowing with the NBA game, which you see a lot of times. College kids come in, they have to work their way out of it because they're stuck in such regimented systems. That's why you see a lot of Duke players look a certain way. and take some time for them to get out of that Duke structure.
Right. I always say like Duke players are more like team oriented versus like UNC is like you see more star players, but they breed them differently. But I will say, not to cut you off, but I did see a couple highlights of LeAngelo Ball.
Yeah.
So he did have a couple good games. So I'm hoping that he's able to make a roster, whether it's with Charlotte or with another team. I think he's NBA ready. He may not be the star like his little brother is, or even like Lonzo is, but I think he can make some contributions to a team. So I hope he gets a shot.
I do too.
Likewise, I'm really hoping he wins. Yes, sir.
Asking what you got.
I was interested in I'm gonna butcher these names, but Jonathan Kuminga for Golden State. Especially with them, half of the organization of the Warriors wanting to get Ben Simmons, the other half not wanting them. I don't see that they need them at all because they have a lot of athletes on that team. If they just keep the team as is and nobody gets hurt. So I was really interested in him. Of course, Mitchell, you already mentioned him. The Sacramento Kings winning the Summer League champion. He was really he's going to be fantastic pro. And then the other one I can never take my eyes off is Bobo, him out there. When is Denver going to let him loose, let him play? 7 foot, can shoot it. I don't know what his defense looks like. He might be a step slow, but offensively, he's going to be fun. Obi Toppin, I watched him too. Very explosive. Cam Thomas, who actually led the Summer League in scoring. He's going to be fun. So I don't know. The NBA is really in good hands with all the youth that's coming up. So I don't know. I kind of flipped around a little bit because the games would come on with work, and of course I'd watch some when I got off of work and all that stuff. But yeah, some good players out there. Basketball. If you love basketball, this has got to be like the safe haven of basketball because it's just in a good place.
Yeah, that it is. And this is one of the few times where you literally have almost basketball year round. Like there's no break where the season literally just ended. A week later you have the Olympics, and all of a sudden you turn around here Summer League, and it feels like, not even feels like, mid-October, the regular season starts up. So it's literally almost no break.
Mm-hmm.
It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Right. And if you like the big three, you got that too.
Yeah. Aren't they going like the Bahamas for like the final or something like that? Or
yeah,
it's something weird.
Yeah, they have some type of contest for the fans to go.
Now, that's one basketball I have not watched a lot of since its inception. I had watched a ton of Big Three. Occasionally it'll come on and I'll flip on it for a minute, but I don't know. I always miss it. So, I mean, to be honest with you, the most I get to watch of it is on Instagram when they have a highlight of Joe Johnson showing out or something like that.
Yeah, I don't think it's made it hasn't made appointment TV level yet. Like, comes on at 7:00. Put a schedule. Yeah,
but they do have some good games though. I've been to one. I guess it was 2019. So you get a lot of games for like a ticket, if you will. But they do have some big stars, and then do a little halftime performance. So it was a pretty good show. It's not like they get a whole bunch of scrubs or like has-beens. There are some people that really do be balling out there.
They got hoopers out there.
They do. Ice Cube know what he doing. He a businessman.
Oh yeah. I definitely trust Cube to put out a good product. I just got to make people want to buy it.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like switching gears, switching sports momentarily. We got preseason football that's been going on. I'm pretty sure we haven't been watching many games. But with that being said, there have been some injuries and, things going on. Lawrence, anything that's caught your eye so far?
Okay, thank you for coming to me first, because I would love to talk about my Atlanta Falcons, how I am pumped up about them. First of all, if we play the Miami Dolphins 17 times in a row, we will win the Super Bowl championship. Have you seen Calvin Ridley frying the DBs for Miami? He's frying them. He's frying them. I'm excited about him. Thank you, Brandon, for continuing to talk to me and text me. He's my emotional support person with my Falcons. He has helped me a lot. Thank you, Brandon Mincy. We've been talking this out. The Falcons defense looks very aggressive. Arthur Smith has brought an intensity to the Falcons that we have lacked over the last few years. And like I said, Calvin Ridley looks like a stud out there. He looked like a stud. I'm ready. Let's go.
Question: have you seen Jalen Waddle frying all the Falcons DBs?
Uh-oh.
Right.
Froze up. What'd you say now?
Oh, I said, have you seen Jalen Waddle frying all the Falcons DBs?
Jalen Waddle fry DBs. No,
Yes.
I have not. I have not had the opportunity to watch Jalen Waddle.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll see him on Saturday night.
yeah. I like I said, I'm only these lenses that I have on are only Falcon. I only see in red and black. You see the shirt. Don't worry about the result. Don't worry about the year. You see the shirt.
2017.
Yeah.
What happened then?
We're not talking about that. Let's talk about Achilles pillow.
Cowboys. Yes. Everyone's like, what are they going to do? What are they going to do? Well, we're going to be a whole lot better than last year. That's for sure. No, I have not watched the preseason. Dak is not playing, and that's what I want to see. So come on, man, back and healthy. I haven't been watching it. Because to me, preseason, it's just a glorified practice. So I'm careless.
True.
But yes, I'm ready to see Dak in full form. I'm ready to see Zeke. He didn't drop that weight. I want to see what this defense is going to do. I just need some dubs. That's all I need. Straight dubs.
You got a Dan Quinn defense and a quarterback named Ben DiNucci that might start the season.
No.
Kelly, you're going to play a lot of cover 3. I'm just here to tell you. A lot of cover 3.
A lot of cover 3. No blitzes. 4-man rush. That's it. And if the quarterback in the backfield's got 10 seconds, you're fried.
Well, we're going to be feeding Zeke. Shoot. Use that run game. That's why he got paid.
He didn't get paid a whole lot of money.
Oof. Right. So it's time for him to put in that work.
And good for him getting paid like that. I'm always for a player getting their money.
Mm-hmm. Especially in that type of position too. Because, the average NFL career is like 3 seasons. And for running backs, if you're not able to stay healthy, you get hit one too many times in the knees, it's a wrap. So hopefully he can stay strong and play the whole season.
Well, I hope he stays strong. I don't hope that the Cowboys do anything, even though the NFC least is they should have an opportunity to take over. I'm sorry, I'm a Cowboy hater. Certified. Certified.
Washington's going to win that division.
You think so?
Not the team without a name.
Yeah, their defense is nasty.
Chase Young.
Chase Young, Jonathan Allen, Montez Sweat, Durant Payne. Yeah, their front four is stupid.
Yeah. Well, we know the Giants ain't gonna win it, so that's
right.
That's something.
No,
So Ian, go ahead.
I was gonna say Giants coach is Judge Joe Brown. So
So Ian, what your Packers gonna do, sir? What's the outlook on them? Aaron Rodgers, he's back in the fold. What are they gonna do?
Super Bowl or bust. That's all we got. That's all we looking at.
So we gonna bust.
No, Super Bowl.
Sorry, I had to get that shot in. I'm sorry.
You did.
I'm sorry.
I mean,
you taught me well.
Yeah, I have. Young Padawad. But I mean, the expectation is still the same. Aaron is still Aaron. We still got Devontae. We still got Aaron Jones.
Mhm.
We have a deeper wide receiver room than people think. I think you're gonna get a big year out of Valdez-Scantling. I'll be looking out for him fantasy football. Let's see what else. Our defense, I think, you're gonna be surprised with how good of a cornerback Eric Stokes is.
Mhm.
You know, I think by mid-season you may see him more on the outside than Kevin King. And yeah, I think Jair Alexander becomes a household name. You start saying Jalen Ramsey and then him right after.
Okay.
By this season. Yeah. So like I said, Super Bowl or bust. We got the talent.
Okay.
We've been too close too many times. Let's get it done. And the state of Wisconsin has a lot of mojo on its side right now.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Mhm.
Well, shoot, man. With that kind of talk, I might root for the Packers this year.
I don't know how I feel about that.
It's supposed to be positive, man. We're a negative-free zone right here. Negative-free.
No, because then if you jump on the side and stuff starts going bad, I'm gonna look at you crazy as if you're the bad luck. So to preserve our friendship, I'm gonna tell you to stay away.
Doggone, yeah. Even what am I supposed to say to that? I'll stay away. I'm sorry.
No new fans over here.
Oh no, we weren't gonna be any fans. I'm just gonna be like, yes, go Packers.
Yeah.
No fan.
Just save the hate. But yeah. We don't need no extra stowaways on this boat.
With me on it, it'll sink. That's for sure.
That's why I'm telling you, stay off of it. I'll say this ain't the Titanic, and I don't want you to be the iceberg. Chill out. Yeah. So I guess we're gonna go ahead and switch back to good old basketball. Kelly, did you get a chance to watch the Malice at the Palace doc?
I did. I watched the majority of it, but it took me back to when I was watching the game live.
Where were you?
Yeah,
I was at home in the family room. It's Friday night. And, the game was a blowout. So I was like, it wasn't as, they hyped it all up because of how good the teams were at the time. But it wasn't until like the end that I was like really, hype about watching the game. But Ron Artest, we all know that brother was, he was different. we all knew that. He from Queens, my family's from Queens. So, I respect him for that. But I always thought that dude's crazy. But the whole crazy, he was aggressive, but he loved it. He loved the game. Like, he was a great player, but he just went too far sometimes. But going up against Big Ben, Big Ben wasn't no punk either. So, now I like a physical game. I think the game got soft, but I like to see, people get bodied or whatever. And seeing them go at it, as soon as Ron Artest fouled him, I was like, oh yeah, this is about to be a problem. Now, I had no idea that it was going to escalate to the way that it did, but like, it was crazy. And my brother, he was in the Marine Corps at the time, so he was away at basic training. So I couldn't wait to like get a phone call and tell him, what happened, to see if he got to see the highlights or whatever. But he called me like a couple days later. He was like, "Man, I heard about the fight," and he was like, his I guess you call it his fellow Marine. I don't know if they call him, but his fellow Marine was like, "Yo, Andre, you watched the fight?" He was like, "Yo, who Ron Artest fighting now?" It was like the fans. He was like, "What?" And then I was like, "Yeah," like he literally punching people in the stands. But his teammates, Steven Jackson and Jermaine, they some riders stuff. Like they some real soldiers. If I was a person who was in a situation like that, I would have been glad to have them on my side. But like it's crazy to think how that could happen in a sporting event. Um, people pay a whole lot of money to come see their team play, and to see something go down like that was crazy. Like we'll never say that again, hopefully, but like you can't think about Ron Artest without thinking about the Malice in the Palace. Like it just go hand in hand. So much so that when I went to Detroit, I had to go to the Palace at Opera Hills just to say that I was there. But yeah, it took me back, and I'm like, one of the greatest fights in basketball history. And it wasn't always just with two players; it was with players and fans. But yeah, I liked it, and also I liked seeing the viewpoint from the players themselves. I don't think they got the opportunity to really talk, with the interviews. ESPN just automatically labeled them as thugs and how they were bad for the game, how, we shouldn't have these street players out here acting all hood or whatever. But just see Jermaine O'Neal and Steven Jackson and Ron Artest talk about what they were going through during the moment, I thought that was interesting. I wish they were been able to discuss that when it happened. Because after that, they just got labeled as, oh, we don't want that player on our team because they're going to bring this type of style of play that we don't want. Like they kind of just blackballed them, kind of, if you will, which, is not cool. But it was cool to see their viewpoint. And I'm glad they were able to tell their story their way.
All right.
Good stuff, Kelly.
Lawrence, where were you the night of?
So what year was that when the Malice Palace happened? It was after the Pistons won a title, right?
So that was 2004.
So I was
October of 2004.
I was in West Virginia at the time with my former roommate. We went to an Applebee's and we got there and we were trying to get something to eat and the TV was on. And I just remember looking at the TV and like, what? Because it was happening while we were there. I was like, what the heck is happening? Because I had never, ever seen anything like that. Ron Artest runs, because I saw just Ron Artest running up in the stands. I thought, man, this guy's really shot out, man. Like he's fighting for, what did they do? And later on, I found out that a fan threw a drink on him, and I was just so blown away by what happened because, like Kelly said, we will never see this again. This will never happen again. The documentary shed some light for me. The first thing was, as many millions of dollars these players get, there's still people with problems. And just because you have millions of dollars doesn't mean those problems go away. They talked about Big Ben, who had just lost a family member, which is one reason why he reacted the way that he did. Ron Artest, he has his issues, so you had that kind of perfect volatility connecting together, which them, fighting in a blowout. They should have just really should have just been like, the game is over. They almost like they shouldn't have been playing at all. And then you have a fan who decides to throw a drink on a player. The other thing I learned is I forgot how much power Stern had at that time, because he was the judge, jury, and executioner with the players and their their suspensions. And I don't know why I wasn't aware of that at the time, maybe I was just so blown away by what was going on. And then the final thing is that Pacer team was really, really good. And it was Reggie Miller's last year. And for, multiple players to be suspended and for that window to play in the Eastern Conference Finals again, play for a title again, close on Reggie, and he just it's over. So, man, it was a good trip down memory lane. I hate the narrative that the players are thugs with millions of dollars. And shoot, man, fans at the end of the day, you buy a ticket, you don't buy the player. So that's what I got out of it.
Right.
Well, let's see. I myself, the night of the fight, I was on the University of Georgia's campus for a flag football tournament. And when I walked in to my hotel room, went straight to Sports Center, and that's where, everything had already happened. They were clearing everything out, and they were showing the replays. And like I said, I remember the coverage that night being, oh my God, these fans are out of control. These fans are out of control. And literally the next morning, it was, these players are out of control. These players are thugs. And it was just like, whoa, who made the call? And I wouldn't say you later find out, or you just kind of realize that David Stern made the call to be like, yo, we're not blaming these fans. We blame the players. Save the business. Somebody's got to be a sacrificial lamb in this situation. And guess what? It's going to be Jermaine, Steven, and Ron.
Right.
Those are the breaks. The reason why the players couldn't talk about it for the last 15 years is because there's been so many legal cases and civil cases that they have had to deal with where, you can't talk about it. Otherwise, you might, say something that could be used against you in a court of law. So you're forced to be silent, and you can't fight against the narrative of you being a thug and whatnot. Even if you are in the right, most lawyers are going to tell you, shut your mouth, don't say nothing.
Right.
The documentary, it was cool, but I wish it was more than just an hour, because there were so many angles that they could have went for, and when they could have went deeper into the fans. They cut that. Jermaine said they cut out a lot of interviews with Pistons players. Like, they interviewed Larry Brown. I would love to hear what Larry Brown had to say about it. I really would have loved if they got a chance to hear what Larry Bird and Rick Carlisle thought about everything. I damn sure wish they had got an interview with Jermaine. Well, I mean, not Jermaine, with Jamal Tinsley, and just ask him, why'd you tell Ron you gonna get your file, Ron? No, don't tell Ron that. Ron did not need a battery pack. Why did you become an Energizer buddy? You didn't have to do that.
I don't know why he didn't just look at me like, never mind, Ron, never mind, I got it.
Right.
No, because he was feeling the spirit of the game. You beating him by 20, you feeling good. I gonna get you one, Ron. Wait. No. Don't get you one. So somebody on that course was supposed to say, no, Ron, don't do it. Don't get one.
Right.
Yeah, I wish they would got more angles of the fans. I'm glad they showed the multiple angles within the arena, because some of that footage wasn't shown. Like, they didn't show the footage of the actual fan that threw the chair at the players and actually hit somebody random.
Yeah, it took that dude out.
Yeah,
that man got laid out that chair.
You didn't hear. I mean, they didn't talk much about all the different fans that were, fined or sentenced to prison time and whatnot. They just interviewed the the one fat dude, Charlie. They got punched by Jermaine O'Neal and could have died.
He almost died if he didn't slip.
Yeah. But then he had the audacity at the end of the night, just at the end of it, just say, man, I couldn't believe I was the one that got in trouble. I was just being a loyal fan. And that's the problem with fans in general.
Overstepping.
Yeah. And something that both of you said, you don't think you'll ever see see something like that ever again. That wasn't the first time players that gone into the stands to fight fans.
Mm-hmm.
In hockey, the Bruins went to into Madison Square Garden and were beating up fans in there. That was like the late 70s, where a game ended like that, where one of the hockey players actually beating another fan over the head with his own shoe. So, I mean, that didn't get that much pub because, I hate to say, white guys. Yeah. And nobody really cares about the NHL now.
Right.
But at that time,
I just meant to say, I don't think that'll happen in basketball again. I mean, of course, you had a couple of occurrences like Mad Max go and strangle a fan one time, which, when I later heard what the fan said to Mad Max, I was like, oh shoot, I might would have strangled him too. So,
but that's the thing with all these instances, whether it's Russ having popcorn poured on him, Trae Young being spat at during a game. What was the other one that happened this year? I feel like there was a third incident. I could be wrong.
It was the LeBron James. It was here. LeBron.
LeBron telling old steroid man and girlfriend trying to talk crazy and whatnot. No, but I feel like there was but I feel like there was another incident that happened with fans just within that single playoff run.
Mm-hmm.
I could be wrong, but just that ownership mentality that fans tend to have is hard to be set aside. And that's more or less a reflection on society in general, where, hey, I pay my money, or hey, I have a certain status. I should be able to do whatever I want to do. You can't tell me what to do. The rules don't apply to me. And if you try to enforce the rules on me, you're in the wrong.
Right. I feel like they have that whole, like, the customer is always right mentality. Like, yeah, I bought a ticket, so I'm up, or I'm able to say whatever the heck I want to say to you. We pay your salary, which we don't, but they felt like they're entitled. And it sucks because as a player, you want to be able to defend yourself, but in the process of you defending yourself, you had to worry about, I'm gonna be hit with a lawsuit because I'm this person and I have X amount of money, and in America all we think about is sue. How can I how can I take you to court and get your money? So, it sucks. It puts them in a bad situation. But I feel like if your personal space is being violated, if your safety is at risk, then you should be able to defend yourself. Now I probably wouldn't have been as crazy as Ron Artest for someone throwing a cup in my face like that. But, I understand why he did what he did. And he's also a good example as to why athletes should take full advantage of resources when they are dealing with mental health issues. Like the boy said how his anxiety, like he was so unstable, he was so up and down. But it's good that he was able to realize that. But it shows how important it is to make sure that you're okay in a good mental space, because it could have been a whole lot worse than it was. It was bad, but it still could have been a whole lot worse than what we actually saw, what actually went down.
And the funny thing was, Ron was actually doing what he was supposed to do. He was going through his steps, breathe, count to 5, sit back and relax. And next thing you know, whether it's Ben Wallace throwing stuff at him, making him restart his count, and then hit the most perfect toss in the history of tosses ever. I'm talking about that man threw that cup. He threw that cup like he was playing cornhole. 3 points.
That was a great throw. That was a great throw. But I think they also in that doc hit how it looked on the outside when Ron was just laying on the scores table, how it would look like. What is he doing? That if you're already mad, that would make you madder. And Ron, you wouldn't know that Ron Artest is going through his processes of trying to calm down and stuff like that. So it really was a perfect storm of events that really happened that all collided. Kelly, you also touched on a great mindset about how fans view players or buying that ticket. Like I said, I remember talking to a friend of mine, when Klay Thompson got his big deal, And he was like, wow, Klay Thompson got all that money just to play basketball. I said, yes, he did. He got all that money to play basketball. He said, so the fans are really paying his salary. And I said, listen, let me tell you something. All the season ticket holders in Oracle cannot pay 1 year of Klay Thompson's salary. It didn't come from that. Yes, fan interest generates money so that they can make that money, but your money from your pocket does not go into Klay Thompson's pocket. It's the owners, it's the contracts with TV, it's the contracts they got with State Farm, endorsements, so on and so forth. So no, your money, what your money does is generate interest, not actual capital that goes to the players. I had to explain that. So, but that sense of entitlement is what leads fans to say crazy stuff to players, throw things, crazy play, and the players really need to be protected more than what they are.
Yeah. True. Speaking of protection, I would have loved to have heard even more about the Detroit PD that was at the game. Yes. And the fact that my man said, I didn't know who Reggie Miller was, so I'll just run up to any and everybody trying to arrest folks. It's like, wait a minute, come on. You don't know who Reggie Miller is? You're fired. Okay. Get out of here. Don't work another sporting event ever. I don't care if you need the overtime. Mm-hmm. If you have no idea of who you're watching or who you're supposed to be protecting, you don't need to be there. You got to go. You got to go. Right. And the funny thing is, I mean, I hate to say it, just like with all policing, the video don't lie. I didn't run up to him with mace or try to arrest nobody. Video clear as day shows him with pepper spray trying to run up to players and everything. Like, the fans are on the court where they're not supposed to be, but you worried about the players. You run up on players. Mm-hmm. What's going on here?
Exactly. And I thought it was interesting because I didn't know how there really wasn't any security until they started talking about it. Even Jim Gray, the sportscaster, was like, there was no police officer in sight throughout this whole ordeal. And then you only see those two that were interviewed, and who knows where they were at the start of the fight. But I'm like, Detroit has been known for its crime. Like, it's been ranked #1 as far as having the worst crime in the country. So you would think that for something like that, we have a lot of people in a close space, and they will be able to maintain a safe environment. So I was like, dang, like they had nobody there to like stop it. And then when they do come, they're attacking the people who are trying to protect themselves. Like, come on now.
That's the thing with most sporting event security in general. Usually when you go to the sporting event, you can see the security is a lot of times like a bunch of older volunteer people or younger volunteer people wearing the yellow jackets and or
DSP.
Yeah, exactly. And you can tell you're looking at them and you're like, oh, you ain't finna break up a fight. You're not finna slow down nothing. All you can do is say, stop, please stop. And then you sit back like a referee and just sit there and watch. Or you just get out the way and you just say, you know what, this ain't worth it. Take this jacket off and get out of here. I mean, hell, with the most recent fight, the fan fight with the Rams and Chargers. Yeah, there was a security lady there. She tried to stop it. And then the moment the first couple fists were flown, she just got out the way and was like, yo, I can't do nothing with this.
Right, I'm out.
Yeah. Where's security at? She's right there. She ain't stopping none of that. And I wouldn't expect her. Yeah, and I wouldn't expect her to stop any of that.
Mm-hmm. No.
Oh. That's the beauty of cameras. Just sit back and watch what happened and get facial recognition and go after them after the fact, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. That's the biggest thing. Too many people get to go home.
Yeah. Just being in the stadium, there's always a fight. I think every time I've been to a football event, whether it be the Falcons or whoever, there's always a fight. People get too much alcohol in their system, so as a fan, wouldn't you want to be like, we need to calm this down? They could take this away from us, they could, they're already cut off last call for alcohol by, towards the end of the fourth quarter of the game. Let's try to act right. Let's try to make it home safe. It's just, I don't know. It's crazy to me. Why would you fight? Why would you fight? Why would you want to stir something up? It's a privilege to come to these games. It's a privilege. It's an opportunity to see something that you don't normally get to see. And plus you spend, these tickets ain't cheap, even if you sit nosebleed. So why would you want to throw all that away? I just never understand it. It makes me ashamed to call myself a fan because I don't consider myself that kind of fan. I love sports and I love everything about it. But when it comes to the fanaticism part of it, I don't want to put myself in that kind of culture. It's toxic.
Exactly.
But that's where that mentality flips. You say it's an honor, it's a privilege to be able to watch that. Some of those fans say, no, it's an honor and privilege that I'm here to watch you.
True.
And again, I pay your salary. So therefore, dance, puppet, dance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shameful.
Mm-hmm. I think it also sucks because what Lawrence was talking about earlier, how that was like Reggie's last season. It sucks to see what could have been from that team. Like they were tough, they could score, they had defense. What could they have been an NBA championship team? They very well could have, but we will never know. So as a fan, especially if you're a Reggie fan or a Pacers fan, you feel cheated, like it sucks all because of one instance, one foul that, you shouldn't even have to foul them. Just in the game. In the game, take the win and go home.
Go get you one.
Right.
Jamal,
now?
Yeah. Yeah. And that was an interesting year too, because that was the first year with Shaq in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So that final was kind of blah with San Antonio and Detroit again.
Mm-hmm.
Big shot Bob. Yeah. Struck again.
Oh, another thing that I found interesting, just seeing that the score from the previous Eastern Conference Final, the fact that Detroit won the game, I think it was like 71-65 or something like that. In a game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals, like, wait, I don't want to go back to that brand of basketball ever again. Never, ever.
Neither does the NBA. Neither do they. They'd never want those low scoring games. That's why they all the rules help the offense now.
Yeah. It's like 71-65. Is this high school? Nah, this is pro.
Rule 04, 05, or 05, 06. One of those years.
04, 05.
Okay, so that was the same year that Steve Nash won the MVP. So it's amazing that the score was that low then. But like I said, they got a new defensive rule now where they're not going to call that where you stop and start now. So I'm going to see how it's going to be interesting. Stop and start and kind of let the defender run up your back and they call foul on that. There's going to be a no call now.
Got to see the application of it.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess next subject, sticking with basketball. Good old Draymond has entered the media space as an interviewer. He's got his series called Chips. And he said it stands for chip on the shoulder that players have. And he's discussing chips that different players have. And his first guest was Kevin Durant. And they had a very interesting chat, talking about their argument in 2018, whether or not that's what broke up the team. Even with so far in depth as asking KD if he ever planned on having kids.
Right.
Got real personal. I'm not mad at it. Kelly, what was your biggest takeaway from that interview?
I liked how raw and uncut the interview was. I think oftentimes athletes feel like they can only say so much to protect their image or, protect their investments or endorsements or whatever. But I liked how Draymond just didn't really care. He wanted to ask whatever he wanted to ask. And KD seems like a private person, just like his demeanor on the court. So I was glad that he, was able to open up and give the responses that he said, especially the one about kids and how, he was focused on playing basketball and how, initially he may want them or whatever, but he doesn't want his kids to feel like they have to grow up and be a basketball player because he played basketball. Like, I thought it was cool how he said, hey, I would rather tell my child what my career was like over time, versus having them like in the moment while he's making history or living out his dream, doing his thing on the court. So I thought that was cool. And then also, I found to grow a more of appreciation for Kevin, because before he joined the Warriors, or when he did join the Warriors, I felt like he was taking an easy route out. If you can't beat them, join them. And I felt like he was leaving Russ and OKC, behind, hanging them dry, because they should have won that series. The series that they played before he joined the Warriors, they really should have. They blew that. So I was like, dude, like, you ain't gonna give it like one more chance, because I felt like they had the opportunity to go further and to go back to the NBA finals, but I felt like he just gave up. And so I was like, I wasn't feeling him for that. I'm like, come on, dude, like, you a superstar. You can't lead your team on to victory. But also having them discuss the whole issue with the Clippers blow up and how they were using Draymond as a scapegoat and not really saying how Steve Kerr and management really ultimately drew that team apart or drew his departure from the team. I thought that was interesting because, we don't get to see that, or at least I didn't get to see that from a fan's perspective. But I'm happy that he's with my Brooklyn Nets now. And next season, we're going to get that championship so your butts can repeat. But overall, I thought it was a good interview, and I'm looking forward to see who else that Draymond has next for like the next episode. Did he just cut his camera off, put on his championship shirt?
Shots fired. Oh, he got the wine drinking. Oh no. I can't believe you that was a shot across the bow, Kelly. Oh man. Well,
I'm learning from you guys. Ooh, I'm an FOP. I'm trying to be an MVP.
There you go. See, you got to be able to dish some shots out because they're gonna keep coming your way.
Whatever you say, as long as it ends with champion.
Anyway,
KD wore size 15, not a size 17. T-shirt might be different.
Hey, it's all good though. We're gonna see next season. We're gonna get our banner, and I'm gonna be showcasing just like you.
Yeah, I hate to say this, and I don't have a dog in the fight, but if Brooklyn is healthy, Brooklyn wins championship.
Mm-hmm.
I think my co-host knows it, and I know it, and Kelly knows it. But and I'm talking about next season. I'm not talking about now. I'm not going to take food out Ian's mouth right now. But next season, we know who the title's coming through. I think it's going to be the Lakers, who are all my age, and Brooklyn. So, but anyhow, man, I really enjoyed the mess out of that interview with Draymond and Kevin Durant. I just don't know if that altercation between Draymond and Kevin Durant was the thing that made him leave. Or the organization was the thing that made him leave. I think he was already thinking about leaving. That was the one thing I'm not certain about, because if it's yes, this was a big moment Kevin Durant referenced the communication and family that the Golden State Warriors talked about, and he felt like that part wasn't honored in that moment. But I just felt like they talked about Durant the whole season. He may not stay with the Warriors. He may not stay with I think it was already out there. And I've heard Draymond on another podcast, All Smoke with Steven Jackson and Matt Barnes. And he referenced many times, I think we're losing Kevin before the altercation happened, which he said that was part of the thing that led him to say the things that he said to Kevin Durant. He said to management, I think we're losing Kevin. I need some help. I don't think he's all the way in. Because he really wanted Kevin Durant to stay. So I just don't know about that part. I don't want to call another man a liar. I just don't know. When I say I don't know what he said. But the other thing that was great about that interview is like Draymond Green is going to be great in the media space when he gets there. He's so fluid is not the word, but he's really really easy for him to ask hard, tough questions, I should say. You know, and the ability to have that rapport with Kevin Durant, that was really fantastic. So I enjoyed hearing them converse. You know, you have two very smart basketball players. IQ wise, two of the smartest basketball players I've ever seen. And I'm gonna make one slick comment about Durant. I think Durant only cares about basketball. that the hat that he had on was way too small, and I couldn't get my eyes off that. But it was a great interview. 24 minutes. I wish it would have been 24 more minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I definitely agree with all the points you made, except for
the hat being too small.
Nah. That was definitely small. And only thing that KD cares about is basketball, because he said that. That's why he said he wouldn't have kids right now, because he knows could he really put his focus on having a kid? You know, that's that was real. Don't have. The one thing I disagree with the fact that I agree with that. I think that management kind of messed that whole situation up, because you kind of think that was the one time they really had internal adversity as a team, you know, with Draymond saying what he said, actually putting out there like, yo, it's one thing for the media to say, hey, you know, KD's thinking about leaving. It's a whole another thing when your teammate who sits next to you on a regular basis says, yo, I think you gone. I don't care. You don't care because I know you don't care because you out of here. And the response from management isn't, hey, you guys need to talk this out. It's Draymond, go apologize and make Kevin feel better. And everybody saw through that. Mm-hmm. So, you know, it's one of those where that's where management messed it up. You know, Draymond said, you're going to mess around losing him because, you know, you're suspending me to make him feel better. And everybody can see it. And pretty much that's what happened. Everybody saw that was just a move to make to make KD happy. And it didn't make KD happy.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of that what you just said. I just believe that he was a little bit further down the road of leaving the team than that moment. I just don't think that one thing was like, okay, you know, they tried to kiss my butt with Draymond Green. We had this fight. Management didn't work out. I'm out here. I just don't buy that. But everything that you just said, 100% agree. I think, like I said, Draymond was asking for help. Management failed him in that moment to help him try to keep Kevin in the fold. So I 100% agree with everything that you said. I just think that Kevin Durant was a lot more further out the door than we think, because that was the conversation that was being had during the season.
I can see that. I can agree with that too. But yeah, I kind of laughed when Draymond started listing all the players that KD's played with, and all of them cross the line. He's like, Russ crossed the line. I cross the line more than everybody. James once in a while crosses the line. Kyrie definitely crosses the line. Who crosses it the most? Draymond. You do.
Yeah. Right.
Like,
right.
Yeah. Would be the best answer, because you don't want to talk about your current teammates, and you definitely don't want to talk about Russ behind his back. Because Russ don't hear about it. I thought we was better.
Well, he wasn't wrong when he said that. Draymond crossed the line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't wrong. I still think about when he embarrassed poor Paul Pierce.
Oh, that was classic. Like, you don't need no farewell tour. You ain't Kobe. Dang, Paul. Got to be more careful.
I feel the need to bring up something that was said in the group chat about this whole conversation, because one of our people in a group chat, I'm not going to say any names, was like Steph Curry should have had more input into those two guys having some reconciliation. And because he didn't, from what we saw, because we don't know what Steph Curry did or did not do, that he is a poor leader. So do you guys buy that at all? Subscribing to that?
This is the first time here, or better, since it's the first time hearing the question.
Oh, that's great. That's even better.
Yeah. My answer would be, do I think he's a poor leader? No. Do I look at him as a leader? No.
Right. I agree. I just view him as just a face of the team. Like, I don't see him as some like a Chris Paul like person that's gonna pull the guys aside, like, hey, this is what we need to do, this is what you need to stop doing. Like, I'm not saying that he can't do that, but I just see him as the shooter, the scorer. Like, pass him the ball, I'm gonna score. That's there's nothing wrong with that, but I just don't see him as being that vocal, that general on the court to rally the troops and all that kind of stuff. I don't see that with Steph Curry.
And I've never seen him as the let me take you under my wing and show you the ropes guy. Yeah. Draymond is definitely that guy for that team, whether it's for the young guys or for the old guys. Or Draymond's the person that, hey, we got a problem with coach, we're gonna send Draymond in to go talk to coach. Whether that could have a really good result or it could have a really bad result. But we will.
And Steph doesn't seem like a confrontational person or someone who likes to deal with conflict. At least that's not the impression that I get from him. Whereas Draymond, he'll get your face. Like, he'll care.
and it's not to call Steph anything like say anything is bad with Steph. Like, Steph's company guy. We know that he's going to be on the side with the company. No, definitely not saying that. It's just that Steph, like I said, Steph is a guy, more or less.
Right.
When it comes to that aspect of the game. At least that's how I view it. I could be completely wrong. And somebody Steph is the greatest leader. He's always having us over for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and we're just hanging out and this, that, and the other. And he just brings people together with such great camaraderie, and you just don't hear about it in the media. I just don't see it like that.
The thing, I've never really heard of Steph being called a leader, but what we know is that there are many different types of way to lead. There's a Draymond Green, there's Chris Paul, there's the Kobe Bryant, there's Michael Jordan, there's Matt Johnson, there's all types of leaders. It doesn't have to be one way or the other. So having said that, we don't know exactly what he says in the locker room. If he says anything, he may not say a word, or he may say a lot. It doesn't have to be in your face, I'm screaming at you, or I need you here, or whatever. You know, we saw in this last season when the team was down, how he was trying to boost them up, you know, because all he wanted was the team to compete. He knew his team was not very good this year. But you saw him super animated, like we had never seen him before. The other part about Steph Curry is I've never heard a bad thing from players about Steph Curry. And the thing that I've continued to hear about him is that he really don't care who takes shots. You know, he's going to get his up. One of the things that he told Kevin Durant when he came to Golden State was, I don't care who wins MVP. You can win it every year you're here. I just want you to come. And there aren't a lot of superstars that would say that. So, you know, whether you agree that's a form of leadership or not, I don't know. But what I will say is I don't think that in this particular situation that it showed poor leadership at all. You know, poor leadership would have been like, well, I hope Kevin Durant does leave. You know, or Draymond should apologize. I don't think he did any of that.
Yeah, he didn't turn into Donovan McNabb on us. So,
Ooh. Matter of fact, he wouldn't even have the game because he was hurt. So yeah. But anyway, I just wanted to get your thoughts on that because it was I'm surprised you missed that. Me and the person in a group chat who remained nameless at the point, we was going back and forth pretty good about it. But
no, I saw y'all going back and forth, and I chose not to jump into it.
I'm surprised. I was actually waiting for an Ian elbow drop in there, but yeah.
Wasn't my foray.
I got you. I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, shoot. I can talk basketball all day. What else y'all got?
Oh, we got final thoughts.
Okay.
So whatever topic that you think we missed, go on, say it now. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Until next time on Two Piece and the Biscuit.
I'm going to let ladies go first on that one. Ladies first.
So I have two things. One, going back to the Steph Curry, I think had he had a few more years with being coached by Mark Jackson, would probably have toughened him up a little bit more and maybe make him a little bit more of a vocal leader that we're used to seeing with point guards. So I feel cheated in a way because I like Mark Jackson. I think he's a great guy. I think he's a great broadcaster. I think he was a great coach. The team got consistently better while he was there, and I felt like he got a raw deal. But I think that had he still been the coach of the team, we definitely would have seen no issues with Draymond and Kevin because he ain't gonna go for that. He a New York guy too. But I think like the leadership as far as like coaching also can sway superstars to act a certain way. And then again, Steph Curry just doesn't seem like that type of person that wants to be involved in drama. At least that's not the impression I get from him. My second point is the New York Yankees are coming to town to play the Braves next week. I got my tickets. I will be in the building. My Yankees are on a 7-game win streak. The beginning of the season was looking kind of bleak. The Red Sox were taking away the division. Now they are not. They might be below 500 now. So I'm excited about seeing the Yankees come to town because I haven't been able to see them for the past couple seasons. So I'm happy. And I'll be wearing my John Carlos Stanton jersey because that's my husband. He just don't know it yet. That's all I got.
Okay.
That's right. We shooting shots over here. I told you I got my basketball shirt on and everything. Yes.
So if we see a baseball player getting carried off the field, we know what happened.
All right. Yes, he is. And I'll be sitting close to the field too. Watch out.
We get snatched up.
I won't be throwing nothing at the players. I'll be snatching up the players.
All right. Don't want to see you get carried out or see you knucking like another fan fight. the Braves game the other day. The two ladies fighting. That was good. That was another goodie. Y'all, I assume you guys didn't see that video.
Nah, I didn't see that one. Let me go. You Google it right quick.
Two ladies at the Braves game. Might have been last week.
Oh, you mean it was near a stand, right?
Yeah, it was like concessions or something like that.
Right, yeah. And there was a dude just standing and let him fight. I did see that.
Oh yeah, that was knucking. That's one thing you don't do.
Got her on the ground.
You don't intervene in when two ladies are fighting. You just sit back and watch. Yeah, and by the way, Boston is currently a game and a half behind New York for third place in the East, with Tampa Bay 5 games up on New York.
Right. Season ain't over yet. We still got a long way to go.
The Yankees are currently on a 7-game winning streak, while the Braves are currently on a 6-game winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
Something's got to give.
Yes, sir.
What you betting on this one, Kelly? Putting money on this, or you wagering something? What's going on here?
No one asked me yet, but we could put some money on it. We could put 50 on it. I'm on the budget.
50, that's too rich for me.
I know she said 50. I said, who got that money?
Okay, we can put 25. Shoot, I'll put a $25 Amazon gift card on. How about that?
That still might be too rich.
Come on now. You didn't got all that championship gear. I know you can.
The money went. It's gone.
Right? Shoot, I just bought a new Falcons hoodie.
I was thinking about something silly, like, a dunk take or something. What's something silly that can be done that doesn't cost money?
Let's see. I'm not gonna say that milk crate challenge.
You would no longer be a friend, not even a friend of the pie. You just won't be a friend.
Right. Okay, a silly wager. If my team loses, then I'll take a pie to the face. I'll do that. We'll go old school Nickelodeon style. I'll take a pie to the face.
That's fun.
So it's a 2-game set.
Mm-hmm.
How are we gonna do this? Because they could easily split.
Mm-hmm. Or we could say who takes the first game. We'll just go off of that.
I don't know who's pitching those games. Matchups don't work, and I'm not even a Braves fan. I just feel like betting. If the Yankees sweep, then Lawrence has to run a mud race with you.
Whoa. I don't even watch.
Yeah.
Whoa. Pump the brakes. Hold on.
We teammates.
I'm not betting.
We teammates, baby.
What do you mean teammates? Why you're not gonna do you threw me in there.
This is a we podcast. We.
No, you talking we stuff, but you're not doing we stuff. You're talking it.
So the Yankees sweep. Lawrence got to do a mud race with you.
Whoa. What we keep throwing Lawrence in here? That part don't sound we.
And if the Braves,
I took French at college. That part's not we.
And if the Braves sweep, then
I like the pie in the face kind of thing.
Yeah, pie in the face.
Why can't I just do the pie in the face? Why am I negotiating? I'm not a part of this.
Because you like pie. That's why you can't get a pie.
I mean, I do. That's true. but I do. That's very true. However, having said that, sheesh. Who's on the Braves? Chipper Jones? Andrew Jones? I haven't watched baseball in so long.
Oh no. Neither of the Joneses.
Fred McGriff? They still doing the tomahawk chop? Is that still a thing? I don't know. Last I heard, they moved to Marietta.
Up street from me. Yeah. Brave sweet. You gotta eat chitlins.
Who gotta eat chitlins?
Kelly.
Oh, oof.
With or without hot sauce?
Wait. Back this up. All the working out and stuff you doing, and you telling me you'll eat some chitlins.
No, I'm not, because I don't eat pork, and my Yankees are not losing. So, Lawrence, there's a special right now for the race. It is $29 for the next week.
Whoa. What? Why are we wagering me? I'm getting passed around. Can I just wear a Cowboys jersey?
You can wear that while you're in the race, but
yes, I'm with it. I'm with that. We're gonna get Lawrence from South Carolina to come down and do a mud race in a Cowboy jersey. That's.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got roped into this. I really don't.
That is great content.
I don't run. I wear size 15. These 15 flat like Fred Flintstone now.
You can walk, you could jog. It's all good. As long as you make it across the finish line, we cool.
I like it. When is this race?
It is August the 13th, 2022.
Oh, you got a whole year to prepare for this.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping for something a lot sooner, like next month or so.
Well, there's a foam run, no, is it a foam run? It's like some glow in the dark race. I saw on September 25th. That's a little bit closer.
Like the chocolate,
a month away.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's at the Atlanta racetrack or Atlanta Speedway, Motor Speedway.
Oh, we're making this happen, Lawrence. Sorry.
I am built for comfort. I don't run.
So why we get the details of this? What is your final thought, Lawrence? And yes, you are running this race.
That I am being bullied. This is against my will. I've been hoodwinked, led astray.
You're gonna run them up too.
and anyhow, my final thought is this. If you've never met me before, I like to lift things. If you need something lift, like something heavy, like a couch, I could do that. But if you want me to run, unless it's for my life. But anyhow, go Falcons. And I never bet with Ian, because he just never bet with Ian. Just that's it. Never bet with him. I don't threw my name all in there. Go Packers, brother.
It's a great final thought from you. Well, good sir. And my final thought, first things first, happy birthday to another FOP, Keon.
Happy birthday, Keon.
Yes, happy birthday.
We love you, boy, even your crazy music takes. Also, what was it that we missed today? We didn't talk much about the Rams fight, but I'm waiting to see whether or not they find the lady that threw the cup that started the fight and charge her, because need to get that behavior out of here.
Right.
And shouts out to Naomi Osaka. She had a breakdown in her press conference yesterday or day before yesterday, and it's tough being an athlete in the spotlight. It's one of those things that you kind of sign up for, but you don't sign up for. And hopefully she's able to just figure out ways to navigate it, the waters that she's in. Yep, and that's what I got. So that being said, this has been another great edition of Two Piece and a Biscuit. You can catch us on YouTube and on Spotify and also on the Anchor app. We will see you guys next week, hopefully.
Peace. Yeah. I ain't running no race. Ian running that race.
Yes, you are. And I just sent the information to Ian too, so we good.
Yo,
this is happening. It's happening.
Why me?
Why not?
Exactly.